it's amazing because my teacher, Mr. Small, I was sitting in his classes, and now he comes to my classes. And I think that's what teaching is all about. I think it's the highest honor when a teacher one day comes and actually sits in a class with one of their students. So I mean, I love him so much for it. In fact, I just wanted to come up real quick. Please. I wanted to come up, so please. Yeah, I have so much love for this man right here, because from the youngest age, he touched me. He touched me in a way that I couldn't explain. When he used to come to class, he used to have one of these multicolored tops, and I used to give him hell because I always asked him, how come your shirt don't match your shirt? And I had no concept of African culture, but the seed was being planted every day he came to school. Walter Lever, 398, public school teacher. Every day he came to school, I always wanted to know what's up with this man with this multicolored business. Everybody else would wear straight black or straight blue, but he came in there always with some multicolored shirt, and I just couldn't fathom the reality of me one day wearing these multicolored shirts. And I used to always try to bother him and ask him, what is this about? But it's just amazing how seeds get planted, because now today, at age 27, I'm looking at the youth and I'm wondering why they don't have their multicolored shirts on. And I would have never thought like that. Teaching is so important, because, I mean, my daughters are here, 113, they can come up to, images is important, because you know, when we watch TV, eventually we watch TV so long, a lot of our brothers and sisters actually start portraying the personalities that's on TV, and emulating just us in the worst light. So I always try to present the images to people of what's going on in my life. If they could come up real quick, just try to hurry up. Oh yeah, where's she at? Miss Frazier. I have another public school teacher here, Miss Frazier. It's amazing because I'm a former Crip superior. Yeah, I was a Crip superior. I'm straight out of Bronxville, Brooklyn, New York, and been incarcerated and things of that nature. And like I said, my life has taken a full-blown transformation on account of people such as Mr. Small right here, who planted that seed from early, so when someone else came along the line, they was like the water. He planted the seed, someone else came along the line, they was like the sun. And after a while, it started sprouting, and I realized I was on the wrong path. But I just wanted to say, as teachers in here, because I know I'm amongst many teachers, I want y'all to understand that even when you think the message is not going through, you may just be the sunlight, someone else may just be the water, someone else may cultivate the land to get those grooves in the mind, but I don't want you to never feel like no one's listening, because I know the hell that children like myself gave to the teachers. But we do listen, and most times the one giving you the most problems and antagonizing you the most is the one who wants the information, but that devil is still inside of them trying to reject it. But I don't want y'all to feel like no one's listening to you, because I know a lot of times we grimace at the youth because you're looking at them and you're saying they're not getting it. And I know our generation is significantly different from your generation. There was things that I wouldn't do. I'm 27 years old, and I got a lot of young brothers and sisters that look at me as though I'm 40 or 50 years old. And it makes me uncomfortable. I'm trying to bestow some information on them, and they're looking at me and talking to me like I'm 40, 50 years old. I'm in my 20s just like they're in their 20s. And there's things that I would never have said or done. Like back in the days, if I was to curse, I was cursing when I was young. I just wouldn't do it when an adult walked by. These days, the time they curse and they do it right in front of the adults. They have conversations I don't even have with my wife. So I don't, things are different now, and I understand that. But the reason why things are so different, because as a community, we are afraid to talk to the children and tell them, pull your pants up. We can complain that the pants is down, but how could we? We're not telling them to pull the pants up. This is a big problem in our community. A big problem in the community is we're afraid to talk to the children. And I understand why, because the parents are just as ignorant as the children. And when you try to talk to the children, you got to be in fear of how ignorant the parents are going to be, because they condone, they advocate that negativity too. But you always have children that, despite how negative their atmosphere is, they do want to learn, they do want to listen, they do want to change. Someone has to show them that when we quit on our youth, then we have nothing left. There's times that I'm hurting because the things that I see in my community, and at the ages that I see these transgressions being perpetrated, I oftentimes hurt. And a lot of times, I'm a very emotional brother, because I see myself as many times not even being here had I not been blessed by the grace of the Most High, to have certain people come in my life and espouse me to this higher information. I'm glad to see my brother from Nation Islam up in here too. It's good to see you here too. So, you know, these are my daughters. These are my daughters. My daughter, Nysut Amun-Re, my younger daughter, Nysut Amun-Re. She's 14, 13, and 4. These two have written their own books already. She's written a book on solar numerology entitled In My Father's House There Are Many Mansions. She's written a cookbook. She's the chef of the house, and when I teach and I do lectures and my teacher comes out, he sees 200, 300, 400, 500 people come out when I'm teaching. And she runs the food that's cooked at the lectures and everybody loves it. She has a cookbook called Our Line of Alkaline. And this is my 4-year-old daughter who speaks 4 languages. And this I would have never imagined because I was just a crip superior who wasn't listening to nobody. So what I'm saying is, all of us have that divine gene and essence inside of us. We just need one of you to speak to us. And sometimes not just one. Sometimes we need 2 of you to speak to us. Just imagine if the brother who called the sister a derogatory name down the block was stopped by every elder that bear witness to it. Just imagine if more than one person stopped them down the block. Then he would realize it's a community. Then we would realize we're in a state of communion. But we can't be in a state of communion trying to stop brothers and sisters from being Bloods and Crips if we as a so-called conscious community are not acting any much more different. I understand a lot of us come from different walks of life. He asked me to just speak what's on my mind and speak what's in my heart. And this is what I want to speak about. I know a lot of us are Christians, a lot of us are Muslims, and a lot of us are Jews. And amongst the Muslims, then you have Shiites, and you have Ahmadiyya, and you have Sunnis, and you have FOI, you have 5 percenters, and then the Nation of the Gods and Earths. And amongst the Catholicism community, then you have the Christians, and the Baptists, and the Pentecostals, and the Seventh-day Adventists, and then amongst the Judaism, brothers and sisters, and you have the black Jews, you have the city Jews, the Ashkenazim, and all these other things going on. And amongst that, then you got the liberals, and you got the Democrats, and you got the Republicans, and amongst that, who cook the best roadies, the Trinidadians, and the Jamaicans with the music, and the Haitians. And then we have the Labor Day parade, and it's not one flag, it's multiple flags to keep us divided. So once I come out of the Caribbean paradigm, I'm into the political paradigm. And once I come out of the political paradigm, I'm into the dark skin, lighter skin paradigm. And once I come out of that paradigm, I'm into the religiosity paradigm. So no matter what I see, I keep seeing us separated. And I'm saying, how are we going to stop the Bloods and the Crips from fighting amongst each other if the people who's conscious can't get it together? Because the whole essence of the word community is communion. And people are talking to us and saying that we got to unite. And we got to get together. And the young brothers and sisters want to unite and get together, but we're still waiting for our elders to show us the best example. And I'm saying it doesn't matter who you're praying to. I know people come before religion. And it tears me apart every day that I see 4 churches on the same block and neither one of the 4 congregations want to speak to each other. It kills me every day when I see that we'll argue over Muslim and Christian distinctions, but we don't realize that our women are still going to shelters. We were people first before we was religious. And we need more teachers in the community. I'm passionate about what I speak about. I'm getting a little shaky because I mean what I say. I just want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak. And I hope, like my teachers have done to me, that I planted a seed. Thank you.
The Polight family, let's give them a round of applause.
Nysut Amun-Re Sen Atum-Re Nysut Amun-Re Labitin Zayu Nima Tumre Lisa Nuki Dabuki Fire Nawo Kalonite Ukra Harukshuaya Nysut Tarunaya who did rap for the shed Nafu Hawa Kalun Baba Fisas Nunadu Kantu Kaluma Due Lahun Agu Sofa Salufi to Boom Hadu Kuriali Hula Wula Kukayu Abu Sofa Duna to Nuk Sofa Bundum Tamruni Anuki Henny Anuki Hen 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 Anuki Sen Atum-Re just move by moon took la kunga with a smell need to a hayu kaluma good fine kilo she so for some kamun Atum-Re karu ayala una mood kato share you man bazin alun washa or kubina kalun hamu patamo fi wahu kalum asu lamazi ta de illa humba good shisn kasaki menasura su wata shiki wabahu ta u nukas musula do sabu kasu inja khan karpasa yuzabu amuna tita zero wa waju aru tatu ate kamumazu Kamuyasu, Lakumau, Tendigana, Amukani, Amukieni,